Hello and welcome to Red Flags, post-movie discussion podcast. We're your hosts, Dave, Opie, and Al. I'm Opie.
I'm Al. What the fuck was that?
What was what?
A post-movie discussion podcast.
I don't know.
Brought to you.
I didn't know what else to say.
Oh, yeah, and Dave's over here, too.
Yep.
Hi.
Oh, my God, he
So,
said hi.
Today we're talking about 2009's Lesbian Vampire Killers. The controversial Lesbian Vampire Killers.
Controversial?
In title and pretty much, I guess. I don't know. People don't like this movie. I will say that.
Okay.
People didn't like this movie.
Before we really get into it, let me take you back to what was happening in 2009. We had, for as far as movies came, like this came out with The Blind Side, The Hurt Locker, Star Trek, Taken, The Hangover, Up, Inglourious Bastards, Avatar, Precious, Sherlock Holmes. Those are what this thing was up against.
So you think that's why it wasn't?
No. There was major things in the news were happening. We had the Miracle on the Hudson. Do you know what that was?
I do. That was with I can't remember his name. Is the pilot
heard of
that
that
saved
guy.
everybody?
Stollenberger. He landed the plane on the Hudson. We had Barack Obama was inaugurated as the 44th president of the United States. Chrysler Automobile Company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And I don't know, Kesha was on the Billboard charts.
Kesha.
Kesha.
Yeah.
That TikTok song. Not a song from TikTok, but it was a song called TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
TikTok
weird.
didn't exist in 2009. But yeah, that's what was going on.
And so you think that's why this
No,
got
I
bad
don't think that
reviews?
has anything to do with anything. I just wanted to put your mind into 2009 because we need to reset our brains and go back there to understand why
this movie exists.
this movie's called Lesbian Vampire Killers and why that's okay.
So Dave and I were just having this discussion, and he thinks the name is fine, and that's, but I can see the problem. I can see it being a marketing issue.
And so you
that
did know that
is
in the
why.
US it's not called Lesbian Vampire Killers.
Correct.
Yes.
And I don't like the name they give it, which is Vampire Killers.
Yeah, they just took away the lesbian part.
That's why I think marketing, I feel like we talked about a long time about a movie, and I can't remember what it was, but I remember thinking that the marketing was interesting, and we discussed why they went with the marketing that they went. I think it had to do with Blumhouse and one of their they do their little previews with, like, they tell you the whole fucking movie in the preview.
Yeah. Which, by the way, this one, you could just watch the trailer and be good. Hot take.
I guess I didn't watch the trailer, but I can just see the name being an issue for marketing purposes.
Who put out this movie?
Who put this out? It was definitely a British.
It was the British, but you know who marketed it in the U.S.?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yepers. And it was his decision or their decision or whoever is in charge of that. They decided to remove the lesbian part of the name.
See,
I don't understand that.
I
think it had to do with lesbians not liking having a negative connotation.
But
To the name of lesbian.
my point, what I was kind of talking about earlier is there's still lesbians in the movie.
That's kind of an issue with me, but we'll get to that.
I think
Well, I'm just saying, though, like changing the title and still having the content in the movie, I don't understand why you would.
Well, they weren't going to reshoot the whole fucking movie.
Well, then why release it here then?
Would
If
you
it's
have
such a
rather it
problem-
never existed?
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying.
know,
I just
because
don't
you have a
understand
poster
it.
of it right over there.
Yeah, I like the movie.
And guess what,
It
guys?
was entertaining.
Guess what? This movie is exactly what you think it is.
It is. I just think that the name. Now this is might sound bad, but it makes it sound trashier than it is. You know, it sounds like a low budget. And I know that's what they're kind of going for, is like a B movie.
I don't know if that was the plan,
But I just think it gives it like a.
but I do
schlocky-
think that nobody gave a fuck except for the guy who played the vicar.
Who's the vicar?
Which, by the way, I didn't know what a vicar was until I watched this movie, and apparently it's just a priest.
Yeah, I definitely made a note of all the English slang in this movie that is either fun or I didn't fucking understand, and that was one of them.
Yeah. Well, I think it is a thing. I just think we don't use that term here.
No, there's all kinds of
Vicar.
religious terms that you have to be almost in that religion.
Who stars in this movie?
Well, we obviously got James Corden and Matthew Horn are the two main buddies.
Yep.
So you got all sorts of ladies. You got Vera
Ladies.
Filatova.
You know what was really funny? Now, maybe I'm wrong. I might need Dave's help on this. I might need your help on this.
Right.
But there was one review that I watched today, and the guy was like, well, you'd think that because it's got a bunch of lesbians in it, that it would be a lot of like gratuitous titties. And there was no nudity. There was no titties. And I was like, what? Because I was pretty sure there was. Right?
One guy counted it at 30 seconds. The reviews on this movie are worse than what you would think the movie would be. Because I saw a guy who was talking about how, I forget how it was. He was talking about how it was a very misogynist movie, and then he went on to rate the women on a scale of 1 to 10.
Why?
After
What?
scolding the movie for being too misogynist. And I was like, these reviews are horrible.
Yeah, I don't get that. Doesn't make any
There's a
fucking
lot of
sense.
dum-dums in the world.
Yeah, and in 2009, it was just more.
It was a
acceptable.
different
Yeah,
world.
It was.
And that doesn't mean that it's a better world. It was just a different world.
Should I start naming some more of these ladies? Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, give them their props. Give them
My favorite is Mayanna Burning.
is she the blonde? The
No.
main lady?
No, she's a brunette. She's
Who did she play?
Lode.
Oh, she was the one who like didn't say anything.
Okay.
Like she'd just be like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, oh yeah.
There's Ashley Mulherin, Emma Clifford, and Margarita Hall, Sienad Gregory, Lucy Gaskell, Louise Darlin, Sylvia Coloca. Lots and lots and lots.
I don't know
of
if we're
ladies.
saying those right, but
No, I'm probably butchering it.
I have no idea how to say them either. So
I
you're
think
doing
the
great.
only
You're
ones
doing
I got
great.
Good, right? Were James Corden and Matthew Horn. Those are the two that I probably.
Who played the vicar? Because apparently he's a big guy, like a big wig in England. Because like this is it's an English movie, British. I don't know what the right way to say that is. It wasn't made here in the middle of bumfuck Wisconsin,
No,
but it made its way here, and we saw it with our eyeballs.
it was made in the UK. It's a UK movie.
One thing that I wanted to point out, and I asked Dave this. Okay, so the reason that Dave, you're the resident expert on this movie because you're the one who introduced it to me. You're the biggest fan of it that I know. Not that that means that you are obsessed with it or anything, but I am going to blame you for any discrepancies I have with this movie. So if I'm yelling at you, that's why. Just so you know, if I start yelling at you and asking you questions like, why is this? That's why. Because you're the master of this movie. But yeah, so I asked Dave this morning if he thought that Shaun of the Dead had any influence on this movie, and that's why it got here. That was like maybe an inspiration for it. And what did you say about that?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, it was.
That one came out in 2004.
Yeah, so it was definitely after that, and I do think that it had something to do with it.
I compare it. Whenever I watch these movies and I'm taking my notes, I do other movie comparisons, and that was one of them, was Shaun of the Dead. Which I feel like you can see it a little bit. I don't know.
I think that was a part of it because Shaun of the Dead was such a huge success that I think they were trying to capitalize on that and kind of take some. I did hear that it was inspired by the Hammer films.
Okay. I'm not actually super. I know about all the Hammer films.
See, that's where I would refer to you because I figured you would be the more knowledgeable on that aspect.
I'm very familiar with them. I've just never really seen a lot of them. But it's Christopher Lee. If you've ever,
I have. He was the Highlander.
Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, those old movies. There's like a whole genre of films that were just like those two.
What is what is Hammer?
They came in an interesting time because they were UK and they came out right as color was happening. So they redid like Frankenstein and Dracula and some other like horror movies, and they did it with blood and it was red and it was
it cheesy because I think that was part of it too.
No, those movies kind of have they're more on the good end. People respect them. They're not like schlocky. They age poorly because old fucking 60s movies.
Yeah,
they're from the 60s, but.
Well, yeah, so that was supposed to be a part of the inspiration and Shaun of the Dead.
Okay. I also got some American Werewolf in London vibes because they go to that little bar, and it's just very reminiscent of that scene in that one where they're in the bar and the locals are all like staring at them, and they're just passing through. So
yeah,
it's close.
So they go to a bar and they got to go to Craigwich. Well, they try to figure out what the fuck they're going to do because they want to get away from shit. I don't know. Is that how it goes? Dave, give me a little rundown.
Well, they were going to be going on vacation.
Because Fletch gets fired.
Because they couldn't afford it.
That's right.
Because Matthew Horn bought his psychotic girlfriend a car.
He's a total fool for his girlfriend. Actually, he's
You know what? I get that.
He doesn't ever get back with her, and she comes back later in the movie and is trying to get back with him.
Yeah.
And he never actually does it, so he's not a total
the only
sucker.
reason is because the guy that she's been hooking up with, she visits him at his house and says, I finally broke up with my boyfriend. I am now yours. And his wife comes to the door.
Yeah. And then she immediately goes back to Jimmy, which is Matthew Horn.
Yeah. And so then they decide that they need to get the fuck out of Dodge, and they throw a dart at a wall.
Correct. It's not like a dartboard.
No, pretty fucking rude if you ask me.
At a map.
Yeah, they throw a dart at the wall and a map.
To be fair, that's the theme, is these guys are
Dickheads?
2009 dickheads. They want to get laid.
They are dickheads, and it bugged the fuck out of me, and I think that this means that I'm getting old.
Most of it was Corden.
Yeah, he was the worst. He was definitely the worst.
He's bad.
But he bugged the fuck out of me.
He brought plenty of balloons for his water bomb fight.
Yeah, that was good.
That's condoms. It's condoms.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to use them. Because he's a clown in this movie. He was literally a clown.
And he filled them with holy water.
Children's clown.
Oh, that's right. He filled them.
A children's clown who hates children.
Yep.
He punched a child in the face or something.
Yeah, so that sets the tone right away that you fucking hate him.
Yeah, and it sets the tone.
Because the kid squirted him with his seltzer water on his ball sack.
Is that how he said it?
It looked like I pissed myself. But that's like, it sets the tone of the movie. So for all those critics that are like, this movie was, it's a goofy movie.
It is a goofy movie. I'm going to say right now, I don't hate this movie. It's not a shitty movie. It's not I watched the whole thing through. We've done this before. Like I didn't dread coming into this. But I wouldn't call it a great movie either.
It wasn't. I've seen movies that are more boring. We've seen movies that are worse acted.
Howling 2.
Yeah. The score, the way it looked, the editing was 2009.
Yeah, I thought it was shot really well.
It's always fun to reference that as our low.
The Howling?
Yeah.
That's Opie's low for sure.
For sure. Or the Munsters. It's kind of the Munsters would be like a boring bad.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that one. I try to block that one out.
They're two different kinds of bad. So
yeah.
Anyway, so they decide to go to, what was it called again?
Cragwitch.
And
who are they looking like? Okay, yeah. Keep going. Sorry. There's something I wanted to add, but I was like, we'll get to it.
Okay. Yep. They throw the dartboard and they are hitchhiking because they can't afford their trip. And eventually they get to Cragwitch.
Yeah.
And out of the house they stop next to pops, I don't know how many ladies there were.
4 maybe?
4 or 5 ladies somewhere in there. But they all pile into a van and they are all looking like
meanwhile the song's
good,
The song Mother is playing by Wolf Mother. Mother.
Oh. Yeah.
Down.
So they somehow work their way into that van and catch a ride to Cragwitch.
Okay, well, they go into the bar, and that's the part where you're talking about where everyone's looking at them weird.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they're like, they give him free beer. They're super nice to him.
Very nice.
They were asking for a place basically to sleep for them.
I don't even think they asked. They're just kind of saying like, where are you guys going? And they're like, well, we don't really know. And they're like, here's a cool place. They're like, how much does it cost? They're like, nothing. You guys are good. You just got to go hang out at this house. Only problem is it might be a little cramped because we just sent like a bunch of hot girls over there. And Corden doesn't even say a word, gets up and is like out the door. He's like, let's fucking go.
For the namesake of this podcast, like that combination of things should be a red flag. I think if they're like, oh yeah, you want some free food, free beer, and we got this, shack up there with a bunch of hot girls, you should be like, I don't know, I gotta hit the road.
Seems
I'm gonna leave this town.
Danger.
Seems a little too good to be true.
But yeah, so then they go to the castle or whatever it is, some house. I don't know why I said castle. It just, in my brain, it seemed like a castle.
Cabin.
Yeah, but like it seems like because it's Cragwitch, and you're like, oh, they're gonna go to this castle mansion, and be there with a bunch of hot girls and whatever. But I don't think it's a fucking castle. I don't remember.
No, I don't know why I can't remember that either.
But they start to go there, and they come across a van, a Volkswagen bus van, right? You know the one, Scooby Doo. And it's broken down, and all the girls are in there, and James Corden's just an English frat bro.
Yeah, broing it up.
Definitely can't hold his weed.
No.
What was I going to say? I do have some stuff to say about the actors. James Corden has done a lot of voice work. I didn't realize that. If you look in his IMDb, he's
okay. Here's
a lot of
I want to throw this out there quick about James Corden. To me, I've always known him as meh, right? Like, the only thing that I really had ever seen him, I think he does some kind of late night show, but I'm not sure. And I know that he did that car karaoke thing for a while, which was probably the most famous thing that I had seen him do. And I never really understood him.
Yeah.
Like I was never on board.
I get you. I've always kind of felt that same way. Like he's not super funny to me, but I'm not like a huge fan of, I don't know, English comedy, I guess. But like I said, he has done a lot of fucking voice work. Trolls, anything with the Trolls stuff. He's
Like
done
the
a lot of
movies?
that. Yeah. Peter Rabbit, just emojis, the emoji movies.
I never saw that one. Or those. If there's more than one, I don't know.
A lot of voice work. Doctor Who. A lot of this cast has links to Doctor Who.
I also know that they were all apparent, or at least the main two guys were in some show called like Gavin and Emily or something like that.
Okay.
But that was some English show. Gavin and Stacy, I think it was called. And
Okay.
they came from that, but I would have never known that.
And then the vicar was Paul McGann.
That guy is supposed to have been pretty well known in England.
He was in Queen of the Damned. And
Really?
Another link to Doctor Who, and Alien 3. So he's in quite a few horror flicks. There's Mayanna Buring, who was in The Descent.
Who is that? What was her character?
Mayanna
She
Buring?
was
Lottie.
That was is Lottie.
That's
The
it,
blonde
yeah.
one.
That's
Okay.
it.
See, I think she did a good job.
Yeah. Sylvia Coloca.
Wait, she was in The Descent, you said? That's the one where they were spelunking or whatever?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay. That one was
She's in-
creepy as fuck.
Both of them, yeah. So she was in that one. Hell yeah, dude. She's good. Because they all had to act really good in that movie. So Sylvia Galacca was in Van Helsing. Lucy Gackel, if that's her.
Van Helsing, that's the Dave movie too. You like that, right? Nodding
Good.
doesn't come through the microphone.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then Lucy Gackel was in another Doctor Who. So yeah, lots of Doctor Who links. And Phil Clayton, who directed this, only has 6 director credits to his name. This obviously being his best.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. By the way, I just want to let you know, I'm glad you're back.
Oh, thanks.
Because you're doing this part, and it's a lot.
Is it?
It's a lot to do that, and then all the editing and all the other stuff, and all the
I
rest
feel like
of
all your stuff is a lot. So I try to do what I can.
Yeah, you do a good job.
I do nothing.
You watch the movie and you put in your input, which is valuable.
Correct. Because I feel like you also have the best memory out of all of us.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Oh.
I've seen this movie so many times that, and I wasn't actually able to watch it today.
I was wondering because I
It
tried
failed.
to. What?
You know how sometimes the Voodoo account will do that spinny thing, and then it'll go to like the title screen, and it'll say that it can't be played. It did that for the rest of the day.
That's weird. And by the way,
I got about 15 minutes into it, and then it just failed.
it's because it's supposed to be on Fandango at home, Dave.
Well,
Never heard of that.
I actually also like to talk about where you can stream these movies.
Where did you watch? How did you watch it?
It's free on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Now on YouTube, okay, so here's the thing. When I watched it on Fandango at home, aka Voodoo,
I own the movie too.
yeah, you have a physical copy.
Yes.
But when I watched it on there, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but when I hit play, the title screen didn't say lesbian in the title. It just said vampire killer. So
Maybe it's tricky to find.
now, did the YouTube one say lesbian?
It did. And it's free on Tubi, Plex. And then it says that you have to have a premium subscription or, pay for it on YouTube. But I get it's like a bootleg version on YouTube. So,
All right.
Oh.
which is good enough for me. I don't know. I don't have to watch it in high def to see the movie. But
I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but your internet sucks.
yeah, we didn't realize that. I'd just been putting up with that. But I did stream the game last night and it went flawlessly. Or not last night, but Sunday.
Because
I
are
wish-
you with Charter.
I think so. Spectrum.
I would highly recommend asking them why, because like their smallest plan is like 100 meg,
And you're getting 10.
if that.
Did you test it or what?
Yes, I did.
Well, he was playing. I set my laptop up with him so he could play. Because
D&D.
we were doing D&D, and I was using Tailspire, so they can move their pieces and stuff around themselves
I had to hotspot my phone to it.
in order for it to work.
Huh. Wild.
Yep. And he kept dropping out. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
So I ended up
So I
having
would definitely call and find out. Like,
But-
if you have something you can do a speed test on, I would highly recommend doing a speed test.
it's just Ookla.
Yeah.
Ookla. You just Google speed test and it'll
Oh.
pop up.
Okay.
And you just do it over that. But
Or speedtest.net, I believe, is the other
yeah,
one.
that's what
Or
I just
Fast.
said. Google
Maybe
speed
it's
test and it'll
Fast.
pop up. Oh, fast.com. That's the Netflix
That's
one.
another one, yeah.
Oh.
That
But-
doesn't give the upload, I don't think. It just does download.
Yeah, I think it's just
Which
download.
upload isn't too detrimental.
But
because
you missed it
on Charter. It's
the
usually
other
pretty
day.
small too.
The other day. I had Opie get in Discord because we were going to look at some of the website stuff and the Facebook stuff. And I've never had this happen this bad before, where he cut out, went robot-y, and then there was like a 10-minute delay.
It was hilarious.
We've had that happen.
Like,
Where
seriously.
you'll be talking, and then all of a sudden, and he answers you from 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then he called me, and then like I had him on the phone, and then I
then
could
his
hear
answer
him in
came
Discord.
through.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, your internet's fucked because you just said this. And
We also screen mirrored, and I was typing messages on Google
yes,
because I don't know. I don't know if that worked on time.
that was good because I was like asking test questions. I was like, what color is your modem? Right. Just so that like I could see, so he could answer me. And so like he typed in silver, and I'm like, you said silver on there, but you just asked me what, which was something from before. And then after he got on the phone, all of a sudden he's like, silver. I'm like, okay, your internet's fucked. But yeah, I
mean, ours goes up and down and has little hiccups every now and then, but I mean, it's
yeah, but
it's strong.
we've went through a long struggle with,
Well, that's also why I pay $200 a month for it.
yeah, we went through, we had
And I'm fine.
we
with
had like
that.
3 meg for a long time.
Yeah, it was called 3 meg, but we'd barely get 1.5 to 1.8.
Yeah.
We'd be lucky if we'd get anything over 2
Yeah, and then we gave up on that, used hotspot,
for a long
and then
time.
went with
And then AT&T got rid of the unlimited hotspot stuff.
yep,
So
and
then we couldn't use that anymore.
then you got CenturyLink, which was
No, I did Blazing Hog or whatever it was
Oh
called.
yeah, Blazing Hog,
I
and then
spent a lot of
was
money
that the
on those
antennas?
Yeah,
okay,
that was using a cell phone type signal also, so I had to actually learn how to properly set up antennas at the certain angle and all this other crap, and it worked good. It was
and
decent.
while you were doing that, I had been on a wait list for Starlink,
Yeah.
and then that came through, but as soon as that got approved, Astria came through with fiber.
No, we used Starlink for a while.
No, I remember because it was
No, they were supposed to be coming through, but remember, they never actually got back to me. I had to go hunt that guy down months later
Oh,
when
on
they
the-
were
on the
installing
street, yeah.
Yes, and then I asked him, and it was because one of the ladies that was supposed to be setting everything up quit. So
I
it
never-
fell on somebody else who was struggling to keep up and figure out what was going where. Because my parents were supposed to get it too. They were signed up. I was going to pay for everything, and they were just going to get, and to pay for the install and everything along with mine. Well, I had to go hunt the guy down and tell him, no, we're supposed to be getting hooked up like months ago, and nothing has gone through. Because I even paid the $300 and some setup charge, and nothing was getting done. Then finally, it got, the ball got rolling, and they set it up. And
yeah, and then for a long time we just had super good fiber and Starlink.
But the funniest part was when they were trenching the driveway. they were supposed to stay on the one side because I have blacktop shaved, like the remnants from blacktop millings.
Yeah.
And that's all nice, and it was all packed down, and I just told him, I said, just stay on the one side so you're not trying to cut through this, blacktop. Well, the morons started on the side and then just started doing this up and down the driveway. So I had to re-pound everything back. Yeah, like an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, those trenchers aren't super easy to use. I mean, I did it going all the way from there down.
Yeah,
but,
after you're cheating the system with that internet, too.
What do you mean?
I just think it's how far. What is the distance? What is the distance?
500 feet.
And you're just running a Cat 5 cable.
No. Fiber optic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I bought a pre-terminated 600-foot fiber optic cable, and then went through a whole fun time trying to figure out media converters, because I've never dealt with fiber optic. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So then after doing a bunch of research, I figured it out. And so it just runs Cat 5 to a media converter to fiber optic, goes straight through the wall into conduit, runs all the way 500 and some feet up to my parents' house to a media converter. So now they have internet. They're sharing mine.
Wow.
Yep.
That's right over my head.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It was a lot. Believe me.
A lot of research and work.
Well,
and some trial and error. There's some trial and error. There's like
the media converter thing. I
yeah.
mean, they're not expensive. They were like $20, so it wasn't a massive loss or anything. But so then I just bought the ones that have the removable. I can't remember what the hell they're called.
Yeah,
though.
We don't need to get into it because I've already had people ask me like, "What the fuck are you talking about with the word meta?" So this is gonna go over their heads on that. It goes over my head, and I have no idea what the fuck you went through a lot of research to figure out what you needed to do for that.
Yep. It's over my head.
Oh, yeah. It gets worse.
But yeah, that was kind of a tangent on internet, but
yeah,
I just want to mention that I thought it was kind of funny. When I was up there and I got into Discord, I'm like, man, this is like kind of slow. I'm going to run a speed test. And I was like, God damn, what the fuck? Because I thought in Duluth you had good, fast, fucking killer ass internet.
Yeah, because I know the smallest plan, well, it's not even a plan. It's just like the slowest speed you usually get is 100. You don't get under that. And then in a lot of areas like Dustin, his is minimum of 200 because they updated the stuff down there. So the smallest plan is just 200. You just get 200. You sign up for internet, that's what you get. Then you can go up higher than that, but...
So I definitely look into that because you'll notice a difference.
Yeah, I would definitely call them and find out if there's a problem. It could be just your modem. Your modem could just be crapping out.
Sure.
Yeah, you could just need to upgrade old equipment.
Yeah.
But anyway,
or it could be the line running in the building.
That has zero to do with lesbians or vampires or killers. So I think I'll try to get us back on track.
That's fair. I don't know. It's not my fault.
We were talking about the actors, and we were talking about who did what. Craigwitch. They're at the
cabin.
They're at the cabin, and James Corden sucks.
Yeah,
his character sucks. I'm not gonna put that on him, but I did laugh when you sent me that video today.
Yeah.
Because that was a question I had was, I wonder how, because he's big, quote unquote, now.
Yeah.
And this was 2009. We're in 2024, and he's doing all this stuff. He's got an American career. And I was like, I wonder how he feels about this movie. And it turns out he wishes he could go back in time and delete it from his history. He does not
the
like
funniest
it.
part though is I did watch that, and he really doesn't like it. But if you actually look at all the comments under that video, everyone's like, he's crazy. The movie was hilarious. Like, there is so many going all the way down pages of people that are like, I don't know, personally, I thought it was his best movie.
It's not a shit movie like he says. Like, I don't know why he's like.
He's putting it
should
in like the fucking Room.
I would be
category.
proud to be part of that movie.
Yeah, if he was like Wiseau or whatever.
Yeah,
I think it's hilarious. I have no problems with it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
You
don't
just
know.
have to. With movies, you have to accept it for what it is. It's a goofy ass movie from 2009. You can't go back.
It
in
helped
time. You can't
bring him to where he is now.
Yeah.
So
Like what we were talking about, there's tons of those stupid scary movies. You know?
Yeah, it was his he was a leading role. You know,
yeah.
I
you
don't
have
know.
to get your fucking
I
start
thought
somewhere.
he did great.
Yeah.
Is this his first movie? I don't even know.
No, it's
No.
not.
No, I didn't think so.
But you're climbing the ladder. This
and you
is a
need
rung in
money.
the fucking
You
ladder.
need money to start. You're a struggling actor, you know?
Right? It's 2009. I realize he probably gets backlash because it's 2024 and they're like, you were in Lesbian Vampire Killers and you made that one misogynist joke.
Well, he's
Damn
a
it.
dick. His character is a dick in that movie.
That's,
And he plays
And
it amazing.
honestly, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, they kill the fucking vampire witch, which her name was
Camilla?
Camilla.
Camilla.
Wasn't it Carmilla? I'm going to look this up.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I don't know. You might know this because you're a Dracula kind of guy. Apparently, Camilla, the character Camilla, is a vampire from that lore.
Oh, I didn't
From
know that. I'm
before.
not actually a real big Dracula guy.
Oh, well, I thought
That'd
you were.
probably be more me. I love Dracula.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, Opie, is that true? Isn't Camilla somebody from the Dracula lore before Dracula?
Not that I know of.
Oh my God, we should have Googled that
I'm not
beforehand.
familiar with that. I don't
But-
know what the fuck you're talking about. Queen Carmilla.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna look it up?
It's Carmilla.
It's
bitch.
Carmilla with an R.
With an R.
Yep.
I know you want to be a disgusting pervert on this.
This fucking movie is filled with cum up to the eyeballs. Like they're lesbian vampires
That explode and come.
that
Yeah.
explode into giant balls of cum. It's gross. It's fucked up, and I
It
don't
is.
understand it. It doesn't make any sense.
It leaves James Corden looking like he was on the receiving end of a bukkake scene.
Yes, it does.
A
Yes.
couple of times in this movie.
Oh my God! And he kills all the women that he's probably. He kills his friend's girlfriend, quote unquote, or ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
with an axe, and then I don't know. She explodes into cum at some point, and then doesn't he also kill the vicar's daughter?
Kind of on accident. With the
Yeah.
sword of Dieldo.
The sword of Dieldo. Way to sneak in a dildo joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
This is the one where a lot of the critics that were
My
ripping on
favorite-
this movie would reference this as being the high point of him being in the grave,
And laughing his ass
laughing his ass off.
looks like a cock.
off. It's got a metal cock for a handle.
For all the children out there, they'd be like,
Oh,
oh man, would I grab the handle of that sword? I have to think about it because I'd be gripping a cock.
I wonder.
You know, so even he,
you think? Oh, like
doesn't he even struggle to kind of grab it and be like,
he doesn't want to put his hands on a dick. And why is it that the only thing that lesbian vampires can get murdered by is a dick?
it is ironic.
it wasn't
I think.
necessarily designed for them.
It was
No.
so
It was
Well-
Horn's ancestor
that
that
created
formed-
it,
that
yeah,
created it,
and
so that he could kill Carmilla.
yeah,
Okay.
and he liked dick. Was he a gay werewolf?
I
Was he
know.
gonna bum him as a gay werewolf?
I wish
I know
they would
he's
have made
not,
that
but
movie.
I know he's not. But that's a line that
I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been hilarious.
that's a line that Corden says. Is like, oh, next thing you know, I'm gonna get bummed by a gay werewolf.
Yeah.
Big gay werewolf.
Big
It's
gay
a-
werewolf.
What do you call that? Callback or
Then of course
Right.
the end,
Yes, and then at the end
Yeah.
there's a
which
little
is
shout out to that.
fucking hilarious.
that's right. The payoff.
A little callback to that joke, and then but yeah, so I guess the lore of this is that there was Carmilla the witch, lesbian vampire. She was mad about men, and as that guy made the sword and fearlessly killed her with it right before this bothered me right off the bat too. Right as she was gonna get murdered by this sword, she put a curse on him. and said that like all of the women, as soon as they turn 18, are going to turn into lesbian vampires, and that something about needing a virgin's blood and his bloodline will bring her back
until his bloodline ends.
How was it that she was able to spit out this whole huge ass curse? Why did he just fucking go, no, cut her head off? He let her finish and then
he lopped her fucking head off.
Why didn't he just do it while she was talking to not let this curse happen?
That's actually like a witch trope. Because if you watch a lot of old horror movies, like
there's a lot of them that do that.
Yes, right as you're about to get exexecuted for being a witch, you deliver a curse.
Yeah, and they're allowed like this.
And the Vin Diesel movie, they do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, why not just fucking chop her head off before she can finish the curse?
Which is another fantastic movie. I love that movie.
What one?
Witch Hunter.
Never heard of
Vin Diesel. Really?
Didn't know Vin Diesel did anything other than Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, Witch Hunter.
And Pitch Black.
It's a lot of people aren't a big fan of it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
That seems like it should be an Opie movie then.
With
I might
iron
have seen it,
and
though.
fire.
I might have seen it. I'm not sure.
I believe I have it on Vudu. So if you scroll through it, it's on there.
Oh,
the
we'll
Witch
check
Hunter.
it out. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I really liked it. And he was cursed by her before she died. Well,
Right? That's
Yep,
how that goes. They
I
always
can't
let
give
you
any.
get that whole
That's all I
curse
can
out
say. Because
Before
if I
somebody's
was
like, shut the fuck up and stab her.
well,
You know?
there's more to it than that.
And yes, the vicar's daughter is turning 18. And this is another thing that I feel like I'm too old for. Maybe back when in 2009, I was in my 20s, and maybe it would have hit different then. Like if I watched it right when it came out,
What?
it might have hit different then. But like, I don't understand some things, and I'm just feel old now. So I'm like, first of all, she's like 18 and James Corden's like, ooh. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that obviously, I feel like we are old enough to remember when it was like, oh, you're 18. Ooh, you turned 18. You're suddenly
Yeah. Legal.
Yeah.
Dumb.
It's gross. I don't know if it's because we're old or if times have changed.
Do you know what a thing is that I never understood?
What?
The appeal for virgins.
Yeah.
They're like,
I mean,
that one girl's like, oh, I'm a virgin. And James Corden's like, oh my God, you're a virgin? Ooh.
well, even the vampires are like, it's a pure blood. Or
Well, that's a
she's
different
pure,
thing
or-
because they need that to get Carmilla
yeah.
resurrected.
But as far as being like a sexual thing, it's fucking weird and gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. I've never understood that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I just never understood. Like they're like, what is it? Al Qaeda, and they win 40 fucking virgins. I'm like, that sounds like a shitty time. I don't know.
I love those jokes where they say, well, they never actually say whether they're male or female.
Yeah.
You never know.
So this had a budget of $2 million,
I
and
think it's 70.
2 million.
yep, $2 million, and gross worldwide 3.62 million.
So it's a success.
It was a success. It almost doubled its budget, but you know,
I wonder if a part of that comes on the wake of like, hey, from the makers of Shaun of the Dead or something like that.
yeah, I don't know.
Or from the country that brought you Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, because it gave me those editing vibes a little bit, but I
Yeah.
always kind of assume that's like a British or English style of editing because
I don't
you
know.
can see it in you got these fucking movies. You know the ones I'm talking about. God,
I'm going to sound like the asshole, but I actually like this movie way better than that.
Then Shaun of the Dead?
really?
All right.
It wasn't a bad movie. It
I
just
wouldn't go that far, but I just.
I think the
this movie's got a
chemistry
bad rap.
between Sean Pegg and Nick Frost is better than this combo.
That's fair. That's fair. I see it. This one's.
I think that those two are funnier, Sean Pegg and Nick Frost, versus James Corden and whatever this guy's name was.
Motherfucking Nick Thorne.
Yeah.
That's not it. It's not Nick Thorne. It's
Matt Horn.
Matt Horn.
Matt Horn, not Nick Thorne.
Although I did think that obviously because you're not supposed to like James Corden. I don't think you're supposed to like him, but I like the Matt Horn guy way better. I know that his character was supposed to be like more of like mild mannered and
Who do you like better in South Park?
It's like they almost want to make him.
What do you mean?
You like Cartman?
Yeah, he's a dick. Fuck him.
Really?
Yeah, he's not my favorite.
See, I don't know. I get a kick out of Cartman.
I like Butters.
He's one of my favorites. And Butters annoys me.
Jeez.
Like Butters has got the funniest shit.
More of a Butters guy. More of a tweak.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, yeah, they're linking up and everybody's turning into vampires and they're cutting them up and they're turning into cum
bubbles,
cum grenades, and they all explode. Yeah, cum explosions. This one isn't. I didn't find it quite like. I think the perfect movie is Killer Clowns from Outer Space because it's a goofy premise. It's just like this one. It's got a goofy premise, but it's completely contained and it's perfect and everything is clown shit. And this one wasn't as tightly like well written as Killer Clowns.
No, the writing wasn't great. The concept wasn't great. I think they knew it was going to be meh of a movie. Do you know what I think would have made this better?
What?
Would have made it more widely accepted? Maybe.
If it was gay men instead?
No. If it was like take away the lesbian vampires and maybe like you can still keep the idea of like man haters, but like a succubus, right? And they're trying to use their womanly wiles to get men through their succubus ways. And they can still hate men, but they're using that man for whatever needs they need, right?
That's fair.
To suck out their souls
I swear
or
to God,
whatever.
There's already a movie about that.
Maybe.
I do believe I heard somewhere that this movie was started from the name. Like they came up with the name Lesbian Vampire Killers and then wrote a script.
Okay.
Which also, I don't like it. It's just like you came up with I don't want to say it's trashy, but it's like, what am I thinking? It's like a 70s
The name
schlock
itself.
name.
The name itself, like you're saying, makes people go, ugh.
Yeah, you could say Camilla's Concubines.
I've suggested. I was like, hey, the next movie we're gonna watch is Lesbian Vampire Killers. You should watch it before we record our episode. And they're like, I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the name is off-putting to some people. Like, I get it. I'm not like off-put by the name, but I can see for marketing purposes them changing the name.
Yeah, but they just took out the word lesbian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could come up with different names. You know?
See, that's what I'm saying is like a different name instead of just chopping. I mean, the content of the movie is the same.
Concubines.
You see exactly what the name implies. So, I mean, change it to something else with, Carmilla instead.
Yeah, Carmilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carmilla's Army.
Just
The Battle of
something,
Carmilla
instead
and,
of just
Carmilla
chopping the
and Harris 2024. The looks that you two just gave me, I fucking love it.
I don't think that would work.
Nope.
Carmilla. I think
and
people would get
Camilla.
very upset.
I've been calling, I don't even know her real name anymore, but I've been just calling her Carmel Harris or whatever.
Got caramel skin.
Kamala.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Jesus.
So, this was filmed in Bedfordshire, England.
It was filmed in Bedfordshire.
Bedfordshire. It's a cool 1 hour and 26
It might be
minutes.
Bedfordshire.
Whatever the fuck it is. When I was in Scotland, I kept getting corrected. There's Oban, and I kept calling it Oban.
Yeah.
Like a goddamn gaper.
Yeah.
You never
what
did
was the
put
other
pictures up.
No, I didn't. I keep
You still can do that anytime.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll just keep on you. I'll keep harassing
because I
you
have
about
to
it.
do it for the family too. So I'll spend a night just like going through photos and
Yeah.
putting them in folders and sending them out.
Yeah, just start throwing
What
some
else?
random photos. Just put them in general.
What else did you screw up name wise?
Gosh,
Because if you got any videos,
Is it
too, you
Glasgow
should
or
be able
Glasgow?
it's Glasgow.
You should be able to upload some pretty big stuff because I pay for having the
Humble brag over here.
thing. Well, no, because otherwise you can only put up like 5 megabyte
I get
stuff.
it.
And
I
it
get it,
sucks.
Dave.
That's true. That's true. I got good Snapchats. Snapchats are always the
Did you save them?
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
save a lot
good.
of them.
Okay,
I make
good.
good wallpapers for my phone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so an hour and 26 minutes. Shoobity boop.
Shibbity boop.
Should we talk about the ending? They're just
You
battling.
mean how
and
they
chopping
say the
up.
thing?
What?
They say the thing.
What?
The thing. They say, "Oh, we'll be lesbian vampire killers."
Oh,
Or do you mean before that?
before that. Yeah.
You mean how they kill Carmel Harris and
Yep.
and then that's it, because it's not even, it's very, I think actually in this movie the first time they kill one of the lesbian vampires, they do make that joke, and I can't remember what other movie I've seen it in where it's like, oh, that was very anticlimactic, no explosions, no you know whatever.
Right.
But yeah, this kill in this was kind of like, all right, fine, it's over, I don't care.
Oh no! The point when he actually kills her, and you see the angle of where the explosion comes from,
What was it? I must have missed it. Right out of her.
kind of from the crotchal region of him,
The crotchal
as he
region.
takes his hand and wipes it across his head. That's after he killed her.
Okay.
Right across his hair. You don't remember that?
No,
It makes it look pretty ridiculous.
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's an interesting movie. I don't hate it. I gotta keep saying that because like the name itself is off-putting and it makes people go, eh. And
Yeah.
I just want people to watch it at least one time because I think it deserves that. I think it's worth watching once. I think it's
Instead of saying lesbian vampire, you could just say vampire killers.
That's true. I'm looking at IMDb.
Because-
It's just vampire killers.
I think that's in the US.
yes.
It's honestly,
That's
this is
actually
not
what
something
my
that
case originally said when I bought it.
I
Was
wouldn't recommend
just vampire
this
killers.
Yes.
for.
And
everybody.
I made the new label for
I didn't
it.
know you made a new label
Yes.
for it. Wait, because it didn't say lesbian on it?
Just because it didn't look right.
All right.
So I printed off the original one that it
Does
was
that say
supposed to come
lesbian?
with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see it from here. I don't think everybody should watch this. If you can, it's kind of
Okay, I'll put it this
obnoxious.
way. If you can't sleep in the middle of the night and you need something to have on to kind of just be like, it's there.
If you don't mind raunchy cum comedy.
If you want something on when you are waiting for the football game to start,
Sure.
if you have a party going and you just need background noise, this is your movie.
I can see that because it's flashy enough to kind of catch your eye a little bit, but it's exactly what Dave just said. It's a raunchy comedy.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for a raunchy comedy. I don't know if I'd recommend it to a lot of people. It's a raunchy comedy, so it's probably mostly for guys.
Yeah, it's a frat bro movie.
Yeah, it's
Definitely for ages 18 to 19. That's about it.
yeah, it's for young men.
Nah, it's for the immature.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
the way I would put it.
But it's not bad. I don't know.
It's shot well.
There's worse movies out
There's
there.
definitely worse. There's definitely worse. If you, I know that we did this before, and I remember nothing of it. And I actually was going to ask you. I think you might have the recording of it because it might have been that long ago.
Oh, fuck, on the old laptop.
Yeah. But I was going to be like, hey, you should send me that audio because I want to hear what we had to say about it whenever it was that we did this. You have it in the logs, like what we rated it?
Oh, yeah, I'll bet you I do. Let's see here. The logs. That's what we should call this because it is a log. It is a huge
list of all the movies that we have seen and rated.
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
2 pages
I'm going to actually
long.
set up
Something digital?
a spreadsheet in my thing
Yeah.
so that I can share it
There
on
is,
Discord.
there it is.
Yeah.
And then people will be able to, you guys will be able to access it at any time and just enter whatever
Yeah.
we need into it.
It's number
We'll keep an actual
2.
full digital log of it.
There you go.
What do you mean it's number 2?
It's number 2 in the log. So this is a very early movie that we watched.
Yep.
The only one that we watched before it was Maximum Overdrive.
Oh,
wow.
yeah. I love that movie.
So do we want to know our score before we give it the current score?
I
or
want
after?
to know before.
I'm somewhere in the 8 or 9 range, I bet.
So you want me to tell you what it was?
Yeah, I want to know what my score was before.
Okay. Dave gave this a 9.5 before.
Damn.
Which makes sense. This is one of his favorite movies.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of it.
I gave it a 7.5, which,
That's pretty good for you.
yeah, that's not bad. That's,
All right.
and then you gave it a 7. So you gave it the least.
Yeah, I'm still there. I might go lower. But I don't know. That's not a bad.
Yeah. On my second viewing, I might go lower than that too.
I'm definitely going a little lower.
Motherfucker, we got no more room in the log. We got to.
You can use another piece of paper.
I'm gonna have to start another piece of paper. Nice. I like it. The log gets bigger.
Yeah.
Do you have dates? Or are they just
No.
in order?
They're just in order.
So we can start dating them now.
Yes. Start dating them because then I'll start entering.
And we can go
All of
back
that
as to
stuff.
when I
Because then all
posted
you have
these
Opie,
ones.
So just take pictures of them, like even with your phone, and then just go on Discord on your phone and just upload it right into the Opie movie channel, and I'll pull those off of there and I'll start filling out like a full spreadsheet of it.
Shit.
I'll have
man.
everything built and broken down, so then you won't have to do it on paper or lose it anymore. And then what I'll do is I'll throw my laptop up there, so you'll have access to a laptop every time you come out.
God damn.
Yep, and I'll have
Sounds like a lot of work though.
Nah, he loves it. You think this is a lot of work? He
should
did.
see
He
my
did work.
character
Oh
sheets.
yeah.
They auto-calculate everything for them.
Damn.
So setting up this spreadsheet to see
This'll
what we
be
rate the
easy.
movies is easy sauce for him.
I could probably fill it out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm putting lesbian vampire killer.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna do something different when I post it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be like?
Yeah, just do vampire killers.
I
Just
think
call
I,
it the
I think
US
I'm gonna
version.
go ______ vampire killers. Like a space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Space vampire killers.
There you go.
I mean, it's what it's called over here.
Yeah.
So
Or redacted.
There you go. But see, even us here, we're that darn. That
Yeah, but I'm doing that because I think it's funny. Because they took the name away.
yeah.
So in England, in Britain, in that place across the pond
yeah,
there,
yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't say any of those names, but over there, it's lesbian. And probably most of Europe.
Which you wouldn't think that America would censor that, you know?
And actually, I'm surprised that Weinstein censored it.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. He was a horrible human being, but he sort of shaped a lot of horror and a lot of cinema. And
Oh,
What's
so
to
I'll
say
be
he's a
honest with
piece
you.
of
you're-
there
shit
have been
that was
you're a
good at his
fan?
job.
You're a fan
No,
of him,
I'm
are
just
you?
saying that.
Do you
there
want
have been
him to be-
occasions, this being one,
your
that he kind of did the right thing, or something that I agree with.
Yeah.
You know,
don't
when he
think he
goes
wants him
home,
to
I
kiss
don't
him.
necessarily.
I was just going to sing that part.
Oh God.
Oh, Einstein's gonna kiss away your pain.
Oh God. Is he still alive?
No, wait, I have no idea.
You know
I
what?
don't care.
You know what I saw? I'm not going to get going on it. There was Brett Favre news today, and I was like, pfft.
What? Is he alive?
Well, yeah, he was in like the state Senate or the House of he was talking to the Congress or some shit, and he
About what?
Because he ripped off Mississippi. He's a fraudster. He ripped him off.
Wait, who?
You didn't know about this?
What the fuck is happening?
Brett Favre years ago stole a bunch of money from like some government funds that were meant for poor people.
Okay.
And he bought his daughter, their school, like a volleyball court because she was on the volleyball team.
Okay.
So he stole those funds and he got outed and he's talking in front of Congress and he's like, I got Parkinson's.
What? Why the fuck does that?
It bothers me because I'm like, oh, I just Weinstein made me think of it because he's in a fucking wheelchair and those creeps always are sick and ailing when they're like,
Feel bad for me.
yeah, when they're like facing consequences. And I
gotta
find
throw.
it fucking disgusting.
I gotta throw this
Okay,
out
I'm
there.
so confused. So Brett Favre's in a wheelchair?
No, Weinstein. But it's the same
okay.
behavior.
He's saying because Favre was like, but I have Parkinson's. Feel bad for me.
Yeah. And it's just like, we only say this shit. You only have ailments when you're in court or when you're like facing judgment.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this up, even though this is technically music news, but it does count for what we do because this guy made a movie that we watched.
Rob Zombie.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
A musician?
Yep.
Mhm.
Very good musician.
A very good musician.
Can play like anything.
It's in the news right now because he did something naughty.
Tenacious D.
Close.
Oh, he's in.
Close.
He's in the Pick of Destiny.
This is what I talked about. Was it a guy talking about how maybe Trumpy should have maybe.
No, it has nothing to do with Trump.
Oh.
Who? Oh, are you talking about Jack Black? No, we're not talking about.
His buddy.
It is a buddy
Kyle
of Jack
Gass.
Black. No,
Oh, who is it?
We're not talking. This has
That's
nothing
who
to do
you're
with
talking
political
about.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, who are we talking about?
That's what we're trying to get
He
you to
plays
guess.
the devil.
Who plays the devil in the Pick of Destiny?
Oh, David Grohl.
Yeah, what's going on with that boy?
That guy has an illegitimate kid.
What's
what you call it?
illegitimate?
A kid that you don't. It's outside of your family that you're. Not
It's outside of his marriage, but he does. Okay, so here's the thing. This is going to sound like I support Dave Grohl. And it's very frustrating because I've been a huge Dave Grohl
But-
fan
Yeah.
for a long time.
Let's get into that because, like, do you have to bail on Dave Grohl now?
That's what I'm saying. I'm fucking.
He's a very talented
I'm not
musician.
happy with the decision that he made
Yeah.
in this thing. And I liked his music and I loved the movie. I mean, it's probably in there. I don't know what I rated it. The movie that he did.
I will find out right now.
But I
Him and the
liked his
band were
movie.
Going to that like haunted place to make music.
Yeah. And they used the L chord, which is not a real chord.
That you know of. You just haven't learned it yet.
I guess you
You
touche.
bitch.
But I liked Dave Grohl. I like his music. You bought me his fucking autobiography for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still like Dave Grohl. I'm just disappointed with his decision. But that's his personal decision. He did that. It has nothing to
you
do
know
with
what?
me.
He owned up to it right away.
Correct. People make mistakes, and I think personally, like I'm trying to learn
That's a
how to
big
get
mistake,
past.
but,
I
yeah.
get it, but it's like I don't
Shit
know.
happens.
Nobody is perfect.
No.
Nobody is perfect, and so personally, I'm trying to learn how to like get past that. And if somebody does something,
And you know
fucked
what?
up,
Like,
just like
what he did isn't okay, but it is far from the worst shit that's been going on in this goddamn world these days.
correct.
Yeah.
He's
It's
not,
not sexual
he's not
assault.
Exactly. He's not doing that. He's not murdering people. And he came clean, and it seems like, and I have no fucking clue because I only have the information that's been fed to me, but it seems like he's trying his best to do right by all that's happened. Yes, he fucked up, but it seems like he's trying to keep that situation going and be a father to that child, while still trying to regain the trust of his current family and children. I don't know. It seems like it's a fucking shit show.
That's rough. That's rough. But like I said, I was arrested right after high school. I'm not fucking.
What the
perfect.
fuck did you get arrested for?
We were messing with squad cars and breaking shit.
Oh, okay.
But nobody's perfect. You know, he didn't
You
do
guys were
anything that
involved
was
in that? I
horrible.
didn't know that.
Him, yeah.
Oh.
My favorite story is when Nick was driving shit-faced and went to McDonald's.
Yeah, we got out
And
of that.
Our aunt was a dispatcher at the time.
Yep. And when she heard my name,
She told the cop to give you shit.
yeah, and he did.
Yeah.
But he also let us off, and
Which is a fucking miracle.
So I guess I don't know that story.
we were partying all night, and I don't know if we should be saying this on the air. You might have to do some editing.
I'm not editing shit. So just choose your words wisely.
We were drinking and driving and almost got caught, and luckily,
What do you mean almost got caught? You got pulled over in a fucking drive-through
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
cop said to the lady in the, like, speaking to the board, like, they'll be right with you.
yeah. And then, you know, he took all our IDs, ran them. My name came up. My aunt was a dispatcher, so she probably said something.
Beat him a little harder.
Yeah, and
Yeah, for all we know, she was like, throw him in the fucking street.
he came back and he gave us IDs and he said, you know, Nathan, your aunt thinks you should go to jail tonight. And then he walked away and we got our McDonald's and we drove home.
Still shit-faced.
Yes. Not good.
Not a good thing that happened.
I thought maybe it was going to have to do something with McDonald's.
No, they were perfectly good.
No, I thought maybe you guys fucked with McDonald's. You know,
No.
like,
No, they were just, it was like the cop was like they were weaving, you know.
oh.
Moral of the story is we are not perfect. Nobody is. Nobody.
If it makes you feel any better, I got pulled over.
Some
and
of us fucked up in the past. Some of us will fuck up in the future. It's going to happen.
I got pulled over being super shit-faced. And the cop was like, where are you going tonight? And I was like, well, I was going to go to Taco Bell, but seeing as you pulled me over in front of Subway, I guess I'm going here. So I did.
And he let you off?
Yeah. It was a bullshit thing. I was drunk, but I was like, I knew right away that there was a cop behind me. Like as soon as it pulled out, I was like, 10 and 2, full stop, go. And it was like in Duluth where there's a bunch of like stop sign at every block.
Yeah.
And so I was like being super careful and aware. And he pulled me over because his excuse was that I ran a stop sign. And I said, no, sir. And he's like, you're right. Why did you pull out of that church parking lot? And I was like, oh, my friend lives right behind the church, which was the case. And he was like, oh, okay, where are you going? I was like, I was going to go to Taco Bell because it was like 2 a.m. As soon as you pull me over here, I'm just going to go in here.
That's fair, I guess. I don't know. All right. So Studio 666, Dave gave us 6. You gave it a 7 and I gave it an 8. I liked it the most out of all.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I liked this
Apparently I
the
love
same
this guy.
as that. I gave them both. I gave Studio 666, which is a movie in my mind I like better than this one. So this
Correct. Yes, you gave them both
I
7.
gave them both 7, so I'm gonna have to go down on this one. Not on the sword deal, though.
Oh, on the sword or the lesbian vampires? Oh,
I'm not putting that sword in my mouth.
You sure you don't want to do some editing on this podcast?
I'm not editing shit.
All right. What do we got for scores? Lucky. What do you got?
1, 2, 3.5 wags.
3.5 wags of the tail.
It's still wagging.
Very nice. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it. I'll just get it out of the way. I'm going 6.
Going 6.
I'm going 6. It got knocked down a bunch just because it was. I spend a lot of time being like, why, what the fuck, but like still, like I had to battle my own brain with being like, no, it's this time period. It's this blah blah blah. It wasn't as funny as I wanted it to be. It was not as shitty as I expected it to be. It was shot really well. So like normally I start at the top and go down, but I think this is a good middle of the road, just above for me. And I'm not going to rate it higher than Studio 666.
Fair. What do you think, Dave? You going up or down from 9.5?
Going down a little bit. I'm going to say 8.5. Still really like the movie.
Oh, damn.
I really still enjoy it.
8.
But I think I've just seen it too many times.
That's fair.
That is fair.
I get you.
And I think that's kind of what, I mean, that isn't really fully what brings it down. Just
Explain it
it
more.
just kind of doesn't hold up as well now compared to years ago when I first bought it and watched it. And
I get you.
it's still good. I still really enjoyed it.
That makes me wonder if it's going to go, like, would it continue this? Like, in 10 years, if we watch this, would we give it an even less of a score?
No, it'd probably be about the same because I just won't watch it for 10 years.
What happens if James Corden is like a supervillain in 10 years? And we're like, oh man, fuck that movie.
I hate James Corden.
Or James Corden becomes like a superhero. And we're like, oh my God, this was the beginnings of James
See, that won't
Corden.
actually change anything for me because I don't really care about somebody's personal life.
That's a very psycho thing to say.
What? How's that a cycle?
It's kind of like
To have no empathy for somebody's life.
No, I'm just saying I just don't weigh their personal life against who they are as a
As a person? You don't rate their personal life as who they are as a
I was
person?
going to say as their character.
I know.
What
I know.
did you
Here's
say
an
about Harvey
example.
Weinstein?
No. I wasn't saying that because
Here's a
of
good
his
example.
character in this.
The Umbrella Academy
Are you going to talk about Elliot
went from
Page?
Ellen Page to Elliot Page, and they show the actual transition kind of, in the show. And it didn't bother me because they acted very similar.
I know you were really proud of the way that they handled the situation.
fine. It
But
didn't bother
that's
me.
not what I was trying to
But I'm just saying, though,
insinuate here.
that person's personal life, I don't care. As long as the character they portray is entertaining to me.
What I mean is like James Corden would have to be like either as a person like super good or super bad for it to affect the way you watch this movie.
Nope.
Like it would have to be an extreme, not.
He could go on a killing spree and do all that, and I don't care.
So on that note, do you
I care.
do you like Naked Gun?
I don't remember the Naked Gun very well.
Why?
Yeah, what are we
OJ
doing?
Simpson's in that.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how are we talking about Harvey Weinstein? He's a piece of shit. We don't like him.
I know.
How are we talking about Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl's not Harvey Weinstein.
That's what I'm saying. There's a scale, so it's not like, it depends on what he's doing. I shouldn't be doing this right now. You can hear it on the mic.
It's fine. Wait, so Dave, what did you say you went down to 9?
No,
8.5.
8.5.
8.5. Okay.
A full point. You only went down.
I went to 6.
Yeah, you went down 1.5 points. And I'm only going down 0.5 point to 7. Because, like I said, I'm not going to shit on this movie. It's a good movie.
It's
just from a time and a place.
It's
and
meh. It is what it is. It's lesbian vampire killers. They kill lesbian vampires.
It's not bad. All the performances are good.
It's what you expect it to be.
Yeah, it is what you expect.
When you hear the name lesbian vampire killers, that's what you're getting. Lesbian vampire killers.
I still would like to see the big gay werewolf sequel.
Let's make it.
That would be very good. The Log.
They made that actually.
Huh?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's called fucking Twilight.
Yeah. There you go. Don't know. Never seen it.
I made a joke.
Vampires don't fucking sparkle.
You don't know that.
No, absolutely
You don't
not.
know that. How often do you see a vampire in real life?
I watch a lot of vampire movies.
Yeah. and
Documentaries.
what-
I'm going to call them documentaries.
Vampire documentaries. What was that one that was making fun of vampire movies?
There's been a few.
What was that one you watched like recently?
Vampires suck.
Vampires suck. Okay.
Oh.
It's a spoof of Twilight.
Yeah, it's like a scary movie series where they're making fun of vampire movies.
It was entertaining. It wasn't great, but kept my attention.
I like those goofy movies.
And that's why this movie didn't go down the shitter for me, is because it does keep your attention.
It does.
It's not super boring. It doesn't make your thoughts wander. You know what I mean?
Looks good, sounds good. I don't know. There's not. It's schlocky and it's a raunchy comedy. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's where I'm at with it.
If you're in the mood for a raunchy comedy, this is a great one to watch.
There are better.
There was probably better, but this one's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just fine.
So I don't have any songs ready to go for an outro. Just going to play our regular one this time.
Probably, yeah. I wonder if you can get away with a soundbite.
I don't have anything queued up.
Could you play the interview with James Corden?
I thought about that.
Because that can't get copyrighted, right?
I don't think so.
Depends
I
on
don't fucking know. So, anyway, here, let me go through. Let me check my notes here. Do I got anything else? Cocksword did not get good reviews. English slang. Misogynist. Do you think this was homophobic or misogynist at all?
Oh, definitely misogynistic. I mean, it is this lesbian vampire killers and James Corden is trying to fuck everything. And it's a lot of titties and stuff. And like,
well, there wasn't a lot. The only one that I can really remember was the shower scene.
yeah, but it's unnecessary. But I don't really know.
There's worse misogynistic movies.
Oh,
This
definitely
one,
worse.
there's women talking about other things than men, you know, and so
That's how that video starts. So I just got that ready.
oh, is that the James Corden on the way out?
Yes. I didn't expect it to start playing so soon, but
Other than that, I got nothing. You can stream it on Tubi and Plex, free Amazon Prime, YouTube, Apple TV, Fandango.
at home.
Yeah, at home. Do we have any ideas for next week?
I'm not really sure what our plan was, but I don't want to discuss it while we're recording.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
People get mad.
Do they? Because then they're like, why in the fuck aren't you covering this shit?
Well, no, this was a weird situation because, like, we said we were going to do lesbian vampire killers, and then you ran away to Scotland on a whole ass adventure.
I was going to do it. We were going to record the night before, but that would have just been...
That would have been rough for you to get up and get
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, you had a lot of shit going on. So then we just kind of put that on hold, and we did our other ones.
Which was super fun for me.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. Listening to the podcast that, you know, I helped start and having it be new content was just, you know, it's like I'm a listener. It was so much fun. I loved it. You guys did awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks. We were trying.
It was super good. I like Donnie. Donnie's great.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He could come on here anytime.
He could be our sub guy.
Not even. He could just come on whenever he wants. He's
Hey, don't say that too loud. He'll be fucking knocking on our door.
well, whatever. He's great.
No, Donnie's awesome. He's fun.
He's really good at it too.
Yeah, he is. So, hell yeah. All right.
But I suppose we should cut this off. We're at that time, so
Nice. Until next week. Thanks for listening.
yeah. I'm going to say bye, and then Dave's not going to because he never does.
Get on the socials and comment and like.
Yeah, we're getting like Facebook rolling. We got Instagram, and I don't have a Twitter.
You know
Get
what
on
we
it,
should
make a
actually
comment.
start
We'll-
doing shortly too?
What?
We'll read some comments.
How about we can do like suggestions?
I
That would be
did throw
good.
that out on the Facebook. I popped up a post for if you like have an idea of something you want us to cover to put it
Isn't
in there.
there a way to do like a vote system on any of those
Oh,
platforms?
there is for sure.
We should do something like that. You know,
Oh,
like
and-
have people just put in, and we'll just say whoever suggested. You know, if everyone picks something different and two people pick the same thing, then we just roll with that.
Yeah, we can
every
definitely
couple
do that.
weeks.
That would be fun.
There are a
I think
couple
so.
that I've picked that have been suggested. Like Talk to Me, I put up because that one was suggested that we do that one.
Okay.
Good.
I did have to edit the fuck out of it though,
Yeah.
because we talked about stuff that in there just because we knew it wasn't going to be posted at the time,
Yeah.
and there was like personal shit going on, so like we were talking about that a lot in the middle of it. So I was like, "Ooh, I'm glad I listened to this before I just hit upload."
Oh yeah. All right. Well, until next week.
Yeah, till next week. This has been Red Flags.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So my final question is, this is if you're ready for this one, if your
I'm pumped
career
up.
had to begin again,
Oh God.
yeah,
Yeah.
what would you do differently?
The lesbian vampire killers. I would not be in that film. If I could, if a crystal ball could arrive, I would. I'd probably have passed on that one. I think I'd have. Yeah. I mean, there's too many to say. There's too many. There's too many mistakes. But those are the things that make you stronger and make you want to be in other things that are good, and that you learn so much more from your mistakes than you ever do your hits. So yeah, but that's an easy one to answer. Have you seen it?
No.
Don't. It's shit. It's so shit. I mean, it's just. It felt shit at the time, but no one could have really been aware. No one could have ever imagined quite how shit it is.
I'm going to watch it tonight, I think.
Don't do it. It's the World Cup. Why would you do that? Yeah, you should watch some good football for a change. You're used to watching Tottenham. You should have a look at teams, playing good, attractive football. I'm a West Ham fan. You're the only team we ever beat. It's amazing. So
There we
nice
go.
to meet you, man.
Wonderful.
A real pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
This pink iPad really suits you as well.